Here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all hot dogs. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Gingy. Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, he can't take a joke. He stinks.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Greetings, Flesh Wound Radio freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Radio. I am our man, joined as always by Mr. Sophistication himself, Todd Loya. Todd, how goes the day?
So far, so good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Got my my flight booked for Los Angeles, so I'm all set for that. So that's nothing too exciting going on. Mostly enjoying the lake Lanier, lake stuff.
Nice.
What's new with you, Todd?
Same old shit. Just getting ready for another show. Doing graphic works, all the normal stuff.
When I get down there, Todd, we need to make it more exciting. I feel like you don't have. We need to start some fucking fires or something, Todd. That's probably insensitive, being that you're in California, so we won't literally start fires. But
Jesus, Dan.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't think you know one. You don't know anybody that died. I don't think. If you do, then I really look like an asshole. But yeah,
I do know quite a few people that have been affected by the fires.
Oh, okay. Well, then I feel like a dick, but they're
Good.
alive and well, so there you go. Nobody got Freddy Krueger or anything, hopefully. But anyways, yeah, we won't start fires, but we will go to some titty clubs, and there could be fires in the wrestling sense.
Okay.
In the wrestling sense, there could be fires.
All right.
So
well,
there you go.
You're not doing yourselves any favor.
Wildfire deathmatch. I am digging a hole, but that's okay. That would be, if you had it anyways, again, and maybe insensitive, but you could have a death match. You'd send out a camera crew and you do the wildfire death match. Would that not be pretty fucking cool?
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's not horrible if it's there anyways.
Horrible, Dan.
If I were shooting a movie in the area and I was had some sort of I don't know, apocalyptic type theme, I would get footage. It's like taking advantage of a good fog.
No, it's not the same thing.
All right. Well, apologies to our California listeners. I'm just trying to make a bad joke work, but that's okay. But anyways, yes.
Pretty
I got my tickets booked.
I am shocked.
Oh. Todd, shut the fuck up. I'm sure I'll find something worse. You'll probably say something worse by the end of the show. But anyways, yeah. No, I've been having a good time. I got back from the lake the other day. Took the boat out, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Very, very zen-like being on the lake. It's pretty cool. So we got to do some swimming, and yeah, it's weird. When I've been hiking lately, I've come across. Did you see the photo of that mutant fucking snake that I came across?
No.
Oh, it was a big son of a bitch too. Nobody seemed to know what it was. It was just walking, and all of a sudden, it's oh man, it's huge. That's what she said. But I am referring to a literal snake. So yeah, no, weird. Something weird going on my hiking trail. I'm seeing like mutated animals. It's weird.
Quit dumping mutated hookers.
Mutated hookers. Yeah, well, that's your yeah. I don't, Todd. I don't think you're going to be able to mock anybody, make hooker jokes about anybody, Todd. I'm pretty sure that's you hold the title on that one. You're not going to be able to, pass that on to anybody else. Mr. Dungeon. So yeah, no, good times. I'm excited to get back to LA in October and hopefully see some movies. I know we're going to see Zombieland 2 together. I don't know if there's been anything. I feel like soon we're going to get more announcements. I'm still crossing my fingers for 3 from Hell because I saw some trailers for some September stuff already.
Well, we get the trailers for that Monday, so I'm pretty sure we'll have a date soon.
Okay. Fingers crossed. I don't know why they wouldn't in October because I don't feel like there's a ton coming out.
Because he always does them in August or September. That's the only reason I'm not counting on it.
It's not necessarily just up to him. So, we shall see.
Okay.
Good thoughts.
Denial's also a river in Africa.
I want to actually see a chicken get fucked in this one. It's got to happen. Last time we're going to see these characters, somebody needs to fuck a chicken. I'm just saying.
No one just says anything. You're welcome, Ozzy, wherever you are.
Ozzy's got to come on Flesh Wound Radio once. I don't know how our Squared Circle Society fellow host, he's got to come on Flesh Wound Radio. I don't know how we would work it with him, but we've had Pugs. We can have Bob on as a guest reviewer. Maybe we'll have the crossover episode. It'll be world building. Todd loves world building.
Absolutely. Who doesn't?
Everybody loves world building. All right. So,
and then you try to build monster universes.
Yes, that didn't work out so well. But we have some pretty solid world building going on in one of our films tonight, so it can be done right. Just keep Tom Cruise out of it, and you'll be good. And maybe Fat Russell Crowe.
That should be just for everything, though. I'm just saying. Oh man, we got a huge Scientology building out here that I still keep meaning to visit, just out of morbid curiosity. I don't think I have the balls to do the Xenu thing, but I do kind of want to go in there and film a little bit, so maybe it'll happen. Like I said, we need to do more, we'll do more videos when we're down there together this October. Start lining up stuff a little earlier. But anyways, so Todd, news, anything big going on in the horror community? I'll confess I haven't, I'm a little behind the last few days. Thank you for throwing me on the spot, Dan. No, not that I know of. There was, and I sent you the information about it, that Blumhouse film we kind of discovered via a test screening that someone forwarded us.
Which you didn't get to go to, so we can discuss it, I guess. So, yeah, Fantasy Island. What the fuck? Who's the midget?
Right?
I didn't see Peter Dinklage listed, and I'm upset. I mean, he already played Hervé Villachez, but so he might as well play the character Tattoo. Why not?
True. I just don't think Blumhouse could afford him.
You think he commands a huge payday? Because I will say he's actually done a handful of pretty good movies with Game of Thrones, but do you really, I don't know, I hate to put it this way, but do you see him going on to be a big deal post Game of Thrones now?
Oh, what, he could only be a little deal?
Oh, that's fucked up, Todd.
You're the one who said it, Dan.
My wildfire joke now doesn't seem so bad, Mr.
Well, you're the one who said
Bigot.
You're the one who said it. Everyone knows who that is. So
yeah,
quit with your. You're the one who said he couldn't be a big star. He
could in stature, no, but he could be.
Okay. Now that's what you mean. Okay. Just like Dan DeBackmetal.
But who's the little guy in this one? I didn't see any notable names. And why is Blumhouse tackling Fantasy Island?
Why not?
I guess. I don't know. It's a movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird too. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Okay. Did you also? It's funny today before we get into our reviews. Did you notice Batista's got 2 movies coming out this summer? And did you see
yes.
Did you see the? I don't know if it's a kid one, but that with the daughter and the spy flick. It looks like he's like directly mirroring Rock right now. That looks like early Rock.
It doesn't feel too very bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is more of a family one, but it's not like again, it's not like the extremes of the Tooth Fairy. Or I'd say, I mean, but let's be real. The Rock was following the Vin Diesel path.
True. Pacifier and what have you.
Who?
I'm amazed he recovered from Tooth Fairy. That was some dumb shit.
Yeah, and honestly, that's not as bad as the Pacifier. Wait, no, flip that. That's worse than the Pacifier. So, and I kind of see this one, it doesn't look as bad as that even. And plus, since he has another film, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a bit getting a later start. I mean, he is 50 years old now, so I'm kind of curious how well he'll do, or if he'll just kind of fade. Well, I shouldn't say fade, but stay more in the direct to DVD realm.
He's fucking Drax. He's fine.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that going for him. I just don't know if he'll be a headline star. He's done some good movies. Bushwick was interesting. I mean, he's got. I don't know. I'm a little iffy on how these movies will do, but who knows? Stuber could end up being a big surprise hit. It happens. So, anyways, I am looking forward to Midsommar, though. Oh God, that might be my most anticipated movie right now. I loved Hereditary, and that looks so good.
Oh yes,
that looks really good. Oh man, that's probably my most anticipated movie right now.
I figured the one with the little kids would be.
Which one are you talking?
The one with the little kids. There's only one movie with the little...
Horror movie?
No.
Little kids. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Todd. Little kids.
The movie with the little fucking kids, the fucking, Kids Superbad. You always are talking about.
There you go. Okay, well, that was still kind of general. Yes, the raunchy kid flick. Yeah, no, that looks good. And I can never remember the name, but yeah, that's up there too. We'll definitely review that. You're excited for that because that has a Todd moment, much like you spied on Aria Giovanni by the pool. They do that with a drone in this. So it's basically like the modern day version of Todd. You peep the old fashioned way. But yeah.
I feel like you're expecting a reaction out of me, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
We have to check if she's still alive, because I don't know. I haven't heard anything from her in a while. But anyways, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. Maybe we'll do a summer movie preview. Somebody asked us to do that once. But summer's
3 months, so I don't, we can't really just do a show and review all the summer movies. So you get that for the Oscar show, but maybe we'll do a preview at some point. But it's already summer. So anyways, we'll get right into our reviews. We've got a lot of big screen stuff today. Why not? Let's kick it off with Ma, which is the new horror thriller, whatever you want to call it, from director Tate Taylor. And this one follows a lonely woman. In this new psychological horror thriller from Tate Taylor and Blumhouse, a lonely woman befriends a group of teenagers and decides to let them party at her house. Just when the kids think their luck couldn't get any better, things start happening that make them question the intention of their crazy host. All right, so I've been waiting to talk about this one. All right, so possible logic issue, and I'm curious if you agree or disagree with this, but all right, so not giving anything away, this is something in the trailer, so.
Tons of logic issues, but okay.
All right, well, this particular one I got for you, but.
It's one of those cases that without the logic issues that you don't have a movie, but okay, go for it.
This is true. All right, so the movie goes on, and you've got a bunch of these kids partying there, and small town too. I felt like there was no way that people wouldn't be on to her earlier, because the second somebody finds out, it's like, why are you partying at some random middle-aged woman's house? There were moments there where I was just like, a lot went on with her that was unchecked for too long. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean. And in 2019, you don't think somebody's going to say, hey, at least before somebody did, why the fuck are you all going to some creepy old woman's basement?
No, I didn't have any issue with that. Because why are the kids going to rat themselves out?
Yeah, but one would. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel there was too many people for that to be a secret.
Well, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It did come out. See, that's the thing. It did come out. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with that.
What were your logic issues? Because there were some in this. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but.
I don't know, exactly. So I'm actually the same way. Just the whole concept. I would have been like, this fucking bitch is tripping. No. Just like there's no way anyone with half intelligence would have gone with her. But then
you know what the one that. Yeah, you're right. You know the one scene that was laughed off and made no sense to me was when the gun and the stripping. That was kind of just like laughed off because I feel like I would be really fucking pissed.
Oh yeah.
Granted, it's a dude, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. That was weird.
I was gonna say, woman or not, I think I'm throwing a punch the second. That gun goes away. That was. I don't know. They were just like. I don't know. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, but. There were multiple different little things that kind of took me out of it only because it did feel a little bit illogical. But, 2019, kids are dumber than ever before. Maybe I can just roll with it.
Calm down, Grandpa.
Kids are pretty stupid. They're not that stupid, but they are stupid.
Okay. I'm sure we have some younger listeners.
This wouldn't have worked if it was Pa. Let's go hang out in this old white man's basement. That's not going to happen. Maybe that's the argument. Women get away with more. Hey, kids, go hang in my basement. Gacy. Gacy made it work. So, yeah. But still, I don't know. But anyways, there are good things to say here. The cast was really good, which I
think this movie only cost $5 million, typical Blumhouse, but Allison Janney pops up, Missy Pyle, Luke Evans, Juliette Lewis, who's always a pleasure to see. So it did actually have pretty solid supporting cast. Diana Silvers, who plays Maggie, was just in Booksmart, and I kind of get the feeling we're going to see her in a whole bunch of different stuff. But Octavia Spencer.
And she was also in the second episode of oh my god,
Into the Dark.
Thank you. Yes.
There you go. Yeah, she seems to be somebody kind of on the rise. She has a unique look, I think. Yeah. So Octavia Spencer, great actress. This was definitely a departure from The Help and Shape of Water and some of her earlier stuff. I thought she did a really good job. She was legitimately unnerving. I will say this movie is, and I always hate differentiating between thriller and horror because sometimes I just, they bleed together, and
they're the same fucking thing.
But yeah, basically, some people would probably consider this a little more thriller. This film is not particularly scary. I'll put it that way. You're not going to necessarily be jumping out of your seat, at least, seasoned horror fans. A little more, but really good character study. The prank, which one of the, we won't spoil it, but one of the things that kind of led to her nuttiness would have been a perfectly appropriate gag in an 80s sex comedy.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember, when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, 80s sex comedy, that would have been pretty funny. But yeah, not played for laughs here. What did you think overall, Todd? Because the highlight is definitely Octavia Spencer. She's excellent.
Oh yeah, she was awesome in this. It was, yeah, I really liked it. Was it super original? Nah. Was there anything new? But it was done. It was done in a fun way. It was a good old-fashioned. I don't know. I know you mentioned thriller earlier. It definitely feels like another one. We've had kind of a slew of them that could live in that
Greta.
Yeah, in that 90s era type films, which I do like those.
Which we like.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I like it. I kind of like to see more.
Yeah, like I said, the pluses outweigh the minuses. There are a lot of plot holes that we could get into for this one. I've heard some people have actually said they felt that, I even talked to somebody who's some kind of a shrink of some sort, I don't know, who didn't feel like they gave enough info on why she was so nuts. I don't necessarily think that they needed more. I mean, high school's hard for everybody, and, that was pretty traumatic, even though it wouldn't have been in many movies that we enjoyed from the 80s. But, yeah, and I thought the dark humor worked, too, when she kind of really goes full crazy and, people start dying. Although this film doesn't really have a huge body count, but yeah, it just hurts it a little bit. Plot holes, some of the characters are kind of stupid, but nonetheless, it was a lot of fun. And you get to see Ma go full Todd at one point.
I don't get it.
Couple times.
Okay.
I just said she forced somebody to strip. She goes full Todd.
That's not me. I don't force anyone to do anything.
Just pee their pants. She didn't do that though.
And that's my
This
choice.
movie would get a fucking 5 though if she said piss your pants. That would be like I would have to ignore all the plot holes if there was an homage to Krug with Octavia Spencer. But
oh my God!
But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good time. I could see some people being underwhelmed by it, maybe having higher expectations. Like I said, it's not especially scary, but it's a great performance, and it is creepy at times. Pretty solid Blumhouse film. I give it a 3.5. I can't go higher than that. I don't think it has a huge rewatch factor. Todd, before you rate it, any possibility of a sequel here?
I don't feel. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I don't. This isn't one I kind of really feel that happening.
Yeah, it's kind of a could be. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But what do you rate it, Todd?
I give it a 3.5.
Okay, we're on par. Yeah, if you, it was worth it for me. If you guys get, the AMC stubs, which we have, it's definitely worth that. Otherwise, might be a rental for some of you. It's always. I always get excited for a film where somebody plays against type. Like I remember when I started seeing Robin Williams kind of really do more
1 hour photo and stuff.
Oh yeah, 1 hour photo, absolutely. Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good double with this. If you're looking to double stuff up, I was also going to say David Hyde Pierce in Perfect Neighbor, I believe it was. Perfect Host, not Perfect Neighbor, Perfect Host. Yeah, I enjoyed it. She's a good actress, and it's cool seeing her get to do something different. All right, so Todd, what should we tackle next?
Monster Island.
Monster Island, all right. Ooh, okay. So Monster Island premiered this past Saturday, I believe it was, on Sci-Fi. Kind of their trying to piggyback Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
It was their mockbuster. You can just call it what it is.
Their mockbuster, absolutely. And I felt like this one was pushed a little bit harder. Like some of the trailers for this felt like they were kind of trying to push this as an event movie. I mean, granted, I know you're going to push anything that's airing on the channel, but I don't know. This one really kind of felt like, okay, maybe they're setting this up as sort of a Sharknado type, not as ridiculous a premise, but, Asylum, I think, is probably looking for their next big franchise. So anyways, well, first, this is from writer Mark Atkins, a veteran of Asylum. And, all right, so there's not a huge synopsis on this, but basically gigantic monsters threaten to destroy everything in their path as mankind remains defenseless. Just to add to that a little bit, this, in a way, is more... it's a mockbuster of Godzilla, but it's also for the Meg, because this really all starts with an underwater drilling kind of scenario. So you've got a little bit of the Meg, you've got Godzilla, the island thing. I actually thought maybe this would be part Jurassic Park. The trailer sets this up as like a big monster mash on an island. So obviously I'm not expecting state-of-the-art special effects. I mean, you should never do an Asylum movie with high expectations. But hey, Zombies, lots of fun. I thought that was a blast. Every once in a while, you are surprised by them. This time, nope. This is a piece of shit. This had so much. Number one, it plays it straight, which is rare but does happen on Sci-Fi Channel. I could throw out names like Larva, Mosquito Man, or Mansquito. Those were somewhat more serious creature features that were actually really good and worth watching. This one plays it straight, and it doesn't work at all. Frankly, because it's boring. Very little monster action for a film called Monster Island. It felt like it took forever to get there. The main creature we get, which they are referred to as kaijus, is this metallic starfish-looking thing. Kind of dumb. It really didn't do anything for me. Like I said, effects. In an Asylum film, I'm not expecting anything fantastic, but it can be goofy fun. This was not. In the 80s, you had Where's the Beef? That's what I just, like, where are the fucking monsters? It just didn't. It committed the sin of being boring, and that's the worst thing you can do, being a B movie. And my God, Eric Roberts is about one bad movie away from, I don't know, sucking off an Asian businessman for a cheeseburger. I mean, that poor guy. He can act, but he's been popping up in some real shit lately. Todd, am I being unfair? Because even rating this by Asylum standards, it's still shit for me. Did you get anything out of it?
It's shit. I was hoping for something fun, and it was just boring. I was checking my phone. It was like, fuck, where's some goddamn monsters? It was, yeah.
You see them all in the trailer, I think, pretty much. There's a couple solid. I mean, you get these sort of funky pterodactyl-looking things, but the movie's just not paced or laid out very well. I mean, you'll get a couple decent visuals towards the end, the last 20 minutes or so, but it really is. It's just so brief. I mean, I don't think you have more than 2 or 3 passable minutes in the whole movie. The acting, I thought, was fine. Pretty much all unknowns except Eric Roberts. You know, nobody, stinks up the joint in terms of acting. Knockoff Godzilla is a bitch. It really does not get to do anything at all interesting. Kind of a Pacific Rim-looking monster, actually, in this one. But, yeah, there's just so many better choices, even from the Asylum. This is one of the worst. It shouldn't have played it straight. This one is probably, they should have had, Carrot Top or something headlining it. Throw some gags in there because it was hard to sit through. Yeah. Once in a while, though, do you not agree, Asylum, they've had some mockbusters that have actually been better than the theatrical film. They're When a Stranger Calls knockoff, actually, not a great film, but was better than the remake. So Asylum has done it. Like I said, you go through their catalog. I know it's popular to shit on the Asylum, but there are some entertaining movies there. This isn't one of them. If you have to, I can't even recommend watching this for free on TV. I give this one a 1 simply because the acting was okay, but this one was barely even a 1 for me. What say you, Todd?
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I'm going to give it a 1, too. I could have given it a 0, but...
Yeah. This one made me sad. But, I don't know. Zombies wasn't that long ago.
They still make entertaining movies every now and again. So there you go. All right, so hopefully this one doesn't disappoint. We shall see. And that is the big budget Godzilla King of the Monsters. I actually just saw this. This was the last one I saw. From director Michael Dougherty of Trick or Treat and Krampus fame. So I was pretty excited for this. I think I enjoyed the last Godzilla in a way, but it was very Godzilla light. So, like, I kind of liked it, but they had a lot of beef with it too. So I had high hopes for this with the director. And this one, the cryptozoological agency Monarch faces off against a battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed King Ghidorah. You've all seen the trailers. Yeah, all right, so I'm a pretty big Godzilla fan. I don't think we've ever actually reviewed a Godzilla movie on Flesh Wound Radio. Well, we might have reviewed Godzilla, I don't know, in our early days. But, all right, so I'm a big fan. But, Todd, I'll tag you in first because I actually have a lot of geeky shit that I noticed. This one was filled with
it definitely
little
was.
stuff from other movies. A lot, yeah.
Yeah, I am too. So I don't remember if I said it on the show last week, but I know it's been one of the things that I've been saying. And it was the one thing I hoped that would be corrected. And that was, I'm tired of fucking seeing big monster battles, be it Godzilla, Pacific Rim, at night in the fucking rain. Show me a fucking monster battle.
Yeah.
I want to see the monsters fight. So that drove me insane.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would get rectified. It did not. But it definitely fixed a lot of things from the 2016 Godzilla. First thing, most is we finally had some Godzilla music.
Yeah.
There was I know people are complaining, there's too much talking, not enough Godzilla action. I mean, that's always the complaint, but it's like, have you ever seen a Godzilla movie? It's mostly talking. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was a spectacle movie. I like Toho Godzilla better. No shocker.
Sure.
I don't want to just jump in complaints already and stuff, so why don't you jump in?
Well, I will say you actually did beat me to that. There is a lot of obscured action stuff. And here, a lot of it was like, fog, smoke, what have you. I mean, there were some fantastic shots, and I don't think this one's fair to say, it's just too much talking, because there was a ton of fucking action in this one.
No, well,
so
here's the thing. There was a fucking shit ton of exposition. Like, every fucking scene, there's like 10 characters, and you get so much exposition, it's kind of hard to take in.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you do get a lot more Godzilla than the 2014, I guess it is now.
Absolutely, you do. 16.
Yeah, and Ghidorah is quite the sight. That's why I don't know why they do. I agree with you. It's like there's times where I'm like, they're kind of obscuring this too much.
And then the other thing that was really driving me insane, it's like, okay, we're going to show you like 2 seconds of a monster fight. Then go see what they're doing. 2 more seconds of a monster fight. Then we're going to go see what they're doing. Because there's so many fucking characters. There's so much going on. And not really a lot of some things that, like, they come back to characters. I was like, oh, shit, she's in this? It was just... And you know what's fucked up? I know they can do a day battle because they do it in fucking King Kong.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I was like, and I really enjoyed Kong Skull Island. I thought that was pretty much exactly what you could hope for. And I thought the humor,
this one was, considering they're going to obviously collide now when we get Godzilla versus Kong. I don't know exactly when that's slated for, but
2021, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say a couple years. And it almost feels like those two, they're in the same universe, but they definitely feel like completely different tones. There was a lot of humor in Kong Skull Island, less of it in Godzilla. You get a little bit here. Bradley Whitford, I guess, would kind of be the token comedic relief here.
It's kind of groan-inducing, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see him die, actually. I love him as an actor, but yeah, there were a few, like some of the humor was like,
oh my god,
Zilla. Yeah, it was just like, can somebody punch him in the fucking ball?
Yeah, that was the one that was like, nope.
Yeah, there were some funny moments when Millie Brown flips off Charles Dance, and yeah, there were a few, funny moments, but by and large, yeah, they didn't have the best comedic relief. It sounds like we hate this movie so far, Todd.
Well, I think it's
all.
also because we love Godzilla so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, well, let's talk about the good things.
11.
What?
I don't know why I called her 7. I don't know. I was some reason I was thinking Star Trek or something else. I
thought you Googled us.
Oh, yeah, maybe I was. It's a good match, and I was thinking of that. Yeah, I was about to say if they were going to world build, they should have had like all the fucking Stranger Things kids come out on their bikes and just I don't know. Dart comes out and starts fighting fucking Godzilla.
Dart kind of looks like a Godzilla monster. That works.
There you go. Absolutely. There's shit all over this movie, actually, but which I think did actually why I overall liked it quite a bit. So as you said, I think we're pretty close again on this one. But there were still a lot of great moments that I popped for. The creatures look great. I was actually a huge, I'm not going to say more than Godzilla because it was never more than Godzilla, but I really loved Mothra growing up. So it was cool seeing Mothra come to life in a big budget American summer blockbuster. I would have liked to have seen a little more. Although I think obviously we are.
Right.
But I did pop for that. And, like I said again, the action, everything that's there was good. But I agree with you. Let's see some of this shit in the daylight. I want to see Godzilla's next film. I want to see that shit broad daylight. I want to see, buildings getting fucked up. I want to.
That was the other thing. There was not enough building destroying. Because, you normally see landmarks.
None.
Yeah, you normally see your landmarks getting infused or destroyed. I mean, it kind of gives it a sense of realism. Where that was kind of missing in this one.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that those are some of the big issues. As you said, the OG Toho stuff is still, I think, going to be for most Godzilla fanboys, that's not going to be replaced. But yeah, they did improve upon some stuff from the 2014 Godzilla, so not going to complain. And it's certainly better than the Matthew Broderick abortion. So all right. So I actually want to throw out. It's hard not to like this film when there are so many references to the other films. The Oxygen Destroyer from the original Ishiro Honda 1954 Godzilla.
Monster Zero.
Monster Zero, yes. There's some crazy shit here, too, that you may or may not notice. A lot of geek stuff. Raymond Burr from the American version of the original Godzilla. If you look at the end, the newsreel stuff is by Steve Martin, Raymond Burr's character. I noticed that, which I popped for. there's a whole bunch of stuff from other movies. I mean, of course, Destroy All Monsters. Yes, Godzilla versus Destroyer, the nuke meltdown stuff. Yeah, I'm wrong on any years. I apologize. But I think, 95, 94, 95, I believe, Godzilla versus Destroyer. I like that one. So you kind of have that in here. This I did not notice, but somebody told me this. Did you see the Pazuzu, who's the demon from The Exorcist? It's a giant statue in Godzilla's lair. What the fuck was up with that?
I did not.
Yeah, there's a lot here. A lot of blink and miss references to other stuff. The biggest one that I pop, being a Mothra fan, keep the actress, I might be pronouncing her name wrong, but Zhang Ziyi's character, she's a twin, and that was a call out to the Shibojin twins
not
from
only that,
the Mothra films.
She's a third generation, and when they show the pictures, you see the other twins.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, that was interesting. I mean, do you think they're going to go more? I mean, a lot of this seems grounded in like science, but do you think some of these little things are going to kind of go more into the mythological realm?
I think these are just little nods for Godzilla nerds, honestly.
Okay, so you don't think there's anything else to it? No.
They might incorporate a little more, but
mythology and whatnot.
It honestly depends. I think if they can renew their contract. Right now, they can do one more movie.
That's true. Well, don't we have a Godzilla 3 in the works too, along with Godzilla versus Kong?
No, I think that's the last one of the series. They might have one after.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like I said, even though I have my issues, I would not mind at all seeing them continue with this. But yeah, what are some of your favorites? I mean, I always have to throw out the 54 original. That's such an amazing, timeless film, considering that's made 8 years after the fucking bomb dropped. It makes it even more amazing. Keep Raymond Burr out of it. You don't need him. But what are some of your favorites?
54, Son of Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, versus Mechagodzilla, GMK,
you know one I actually
Final Wars.
Liked?
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, Final Wars is really good.
Shin.
Godzilla versus Biollante.
Yeah.
Not a lot of love for that one. I don't know why. I like that one a lot.
I like that. I like Godzilla 85 too. Well, those two kind of go together, but yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot that I hate.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew Broderick again.
I was gonna say except for 88, 98.
Yeah. Yet I bought that on 4K, so go figure.
I did too, but that's more of a Godzilla thing. Even if it's not.
Yeah.
Because they had to go and make that fucking movie canon in Final Wars.
I still like Final Wars, but yeah, I don't think I would have done that. Yeah. I would have opened it maybe in a dream. Maybe the real Godzilla and not the fucking abortion that we got in that fucking movie. Like, maybe he's dreaming about it, and he just dreams killing that thing and killing Matthew Broderick and everybody else, Hank Azaria, everybody that was in that movie. That's all I would have wanted out of that. And I would have popped.
Right.
And I could have brought him back. The rage over the Americans making such a shitty Godzilla movie is what brings him back. Godzilla versus Hollywood. There you go. Maybe Weinstein. You can make him the villain somehow. There you go, 98 could have worked. So yeah, no, I did. I know we criticized a lot, but I do think this one's a lot of fun. There's more good than bad for sure. But is it the best Godzilla movie you've ever seen? No. But they did improve upon some stuff. And I have high hopes for Godzilla versus Kong. Here's the question, Todd. You more a Godzilla or a Kong fan? And can we get a definitive answer to who wins that battle? I don't want it to be Freddy versus Jason and Godzilla walks off with Kong's head and he winks or something. I want a definitive fucking answer to who wins.
Yeah, I don't know about getting that, but I don't know. I know who I want, but sorry. I'll answer your first question. Yeah, definitely Godzilla, but
Okay.
I don't know. Huh.
Yeah, I'm a Godzilla fan too. In theory, I would say he's got more going for him. That shouldn't really be a huge fight, but Batman, Superman, they find a way. So yeah, all right. So what do we rate this one? I kind of want to go a little. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to go 3.5. I could give it 4, but honestly, if you pulled all those nerd references out, which is honestly part of the reason we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think it would have, So I'm okay. It could have been better. It's an improvement over the last one, but it's not there yet, in my opinion. Hopefully, it'll be there by the last of this one.
Yeah, I feel like they improved. So hopefully the third one is going to be like that, just kick-ass, amazing experience. If they fix, as Todd said, giving us more, just a clear, slugfest, that would go a long way. If they do that in the next one, that would really go a long way. Again, giant monster movies. It's not, it's not rocket science. It's not a complex thing. You don't really have to reinvent the wheel or anything. We'll be happy. Just give us authentic Godzilla kaiju action. And that's kind of where I'm at too. I can't quite go that high. I will say, if you haven't seen it yet, I think you'll benefit a lot by having a Godzilla marathon, particularly if you don't necessarily remember all of the movies that well. I will confess, I don't know. What are we up to now? How many Godzilla movies? Is it 30 now?
30-something. It depends how you count them. I don't have the exact number. I want to say 34, but I'm not 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it's around there. If you want to binge some of them, if you want to do a smaller binge, definitely Destroy All Monsters from '68 will be a good one to pop in. The original 1954 Godzilla, and if you've never seen the true original Sans Raymond Burr, you're doing a disservice. Watch the original Gojira.
I will say the same thing. I will say the same thing for Return of Godzilla, Godzilla 85, because I actually like that cut a lot. The Raymond Burr version. That to me, that's essential. Even if you're not like a huge Godzilla fan, the original '54 Godzilla is an essential film in general. So I'm 3.5 too. I think I said that. It's a good time. Like I said, go see it. I can't if it at all interests you. It's not the definitive Godzilla, but it ranks up there. Maybe one day we'll do a full Godzilla ranking because that's tough, but maybe we'll do it. All right.
So I think we have a Godzilla song tonight.
Yes, from the new film. It only seems sense we play Godzilla. So we will be back in about 3 minutes.
Sweet, sweet.
And we are back.
Yeah, we are back indeed. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That one made sense tonight. I was like, oh, Todd got that one tonight. So, yeah. What did you rewatch actually before? Or did you just kind of not have time?
I just watched Godzilla and 2016 and Skull Island.
Yeah.
So I just watched this series. I figured I'll watch, which it did make me want to do, watch more Godzilla. So I'll watch.
Yeah, it did.
Good Godzilla now.
Yeah, I feel like kind of popping one on maybe post show actually. Maybe I'll put one on that I haven't watched in a while. Scanning myself.
Just kind of breaking up, Dan.
Oh, you hear me okay now?
Well, not. I don't know. You're not talking.
Hello. You hear me okay?
Yeah. So you just start talking again. You don't have to do a mic check. But yeah, you're good, Dan. You were just getting. I don't know. You sounded underwater for a second.
I did set my phone down. There
exactly.
You go. I was grabbing something and I thought you could still hear me. So.
Damn it, Dan! Not on the air. I told you before.
It's not Blog Talk. I wasn't grabbing that, Todd. Mind in the gutter, Todd.
You just said it, so how is that on me?
Just trying to rub one out to the beat. It's a short song. It's barely 3 minutes, so, you know. Yeah, I got to channel some really perverted shit to make it happen in 3 minutes. But anyways. Yeah, I don't know what I'll rewatch now. It's a lot to choose from. Maybe I'll watch Godzilla vs. Destroya. That hasn't been forever, but you know. What was the first Godzilla movie you saw? That's an interesting one.
I want to say it was versus Mothra.
Okay, that was the first. I can't remember. And it wasn't the original.
Well,
I know that.
Yeah, same here. But it's that era because, I mean, all the other ones I saw when they were new.
There you go. Yeah, you're not that old. You didn't see didn't see the 54 one.
No, my first new Godzilla was when they relaunched the series in '85, which is probably why I liked that one.
Yeah, that was one of the first, but even that one wasn't the first. I just can't say for sure. It could have been Destroy All Monsters, actually. I feel like I saw that one when I was very, very young. Don't know whether it was the first, but yeah, that was one of the originals for me. So, anyways. All right, so what should we hit next here? Going along at a pretty good pace.
Well, we only got 2 left.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what was fucking with me. I was like, what's the other movie? And I'm like, well, no, we're talking a TV series. Well, let's do, fuck it, let's do this. We can flip stuff, because I actually kind of want to talk Swamp Thing. So the Perfection will main event tonight. Because that one, we will have some spoiler talk, but we'll warn you ahead of time. So
we're warning you now. There's normally spoiler talk and TV terror talk too, but I don't think there's really much to spoil on the premiere episode. So
yeah, it's Swamp Thing, and yeah, there's nothing much to spoil. That's not a bad thing. It's just it's the pilot, you know.
Yeah,
you'll get a lot of stuff that's happened. All right, so Swamp Thing, which Todd it's on the DC app.
Yes, it's on the Swamp Thing, which is currently available on the DC app and channel. So it's yes.
What else do we have coming? Because I'm kind of new to that. And what else is going to be on there series-wise?
Doom Patrol is the one our Brock Lesnar, Pugs Dread, is recommending. He said it's more of a horror one.
Okay.
Haven't had a chance to check that one out yet. I'm not. I mean, honestly, Dan, for the genre, there's not much. It's probably just those 2.
Okay. Yeah, you know, what's really, and it's not.
Now I just want Disney Plus to come out the gate with Man Thing.
Yes. It's got to be better. We did get a Man Thing movie, but best forgotten.
Yes, we did.
Unfortunately, from Brett Leonard, director of Lawnmower Man. Actually, I was really expecting more from that. But yeah. But anyways, you know, I'm not a comic geek, but you know a show now that I may have to watch because I literally spit my drink out when I heard the preview for it. I think while I was watching Raw, and all of a sudden I heard Lobo's voice. That's like I didn't on Krypton. I don't know if he's going to be a regular, but I haven't read a lot of comics. You know, I'm a Hellboy guy. I did actually read some Swamp Thing stuff over the years, but Lobo was a big one for me. So I was like, holy shit, Lobo's on Krypton. I might have to, I'm not a Superman guy, but that looks like a more of a, I don't know if you've watched it. It looks a little more like a sci-fi take on that whole thing.
That's why I don't watch it.
You might like it, Todd. Who knows? I never watched Smallville, and I'm told Smallville did a much better job with Superman than a lot of other adaptations. So,
sure it did. teen dramas, I'm cool.
I think it's more than that, though. I mean,
Sure it is.
I don't have a huge issue with it. My brother swears by Arrow, which I actually did watch the first season of that, and it's pretty good. So, I do watch a little bit of the superhero shit. So maybe I'll start Krypton. But anyway, Swamp Thing, one of the first true kind of horror comic character. Not the first, but one of the first. We, of course, big fans of the Wes Craven film and Return of Swamp Thing. We reviewed at it. And,
Jim Warnowski.
Yeah, it's a cheese fest, but we like that too. But we haven't had probably a proper adaptation. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll just continue on. I don't know about proper. I really like the ones we already have.
I do too, but tone-wise, certainly Return of Swamp Thing.
No.
Tone-wise, it's not.
I think tone-wise, why not? It's a fucking comic book. That's like a fucking living, breathing comic book.
It is. I don't have an issue. I love the movie. I'm just saying, like, we haven't got that entirely serious take on it. Until now, it would seem.
Right.
I'll tag you first.
And the first Swamp Thing was a serious take also.
It was more than Return of Swamp Thing, but
they have the rape squad
Return,
in it.
Kind of. They do. You know what this series needs to do? They need to Peter Cushing Adrienne Barbeau's titties and get them in this to make up for the recent releases being titless from her. That's
you got to go.
I want her to show up.
You got to go international if you want to see him, Dan.
I know. That's fucking bullshit. I want to see those titties in this.
You want American titties.
I do. I want CGI 1980s Adrienne Barbeau and her tits to show up in the new Swamp Thing. Otherwise, I'm calling fail. But it's just a pilot. I'm not going to hold it against them yet. But Abigail Arcane better show her titties as well. Because it is.
Okay.
We got some R-rated gore in this. But what did you think, Todd? How does this... Again, we're just reviewing the pilot. You can't, but do you like what you've seen so far?
I do. I am enjoying what I'm seeing so far. After the first episode, I'm definitely looking forward to next week's. Again, we're still very early on. If you've seen the film or know anything, this is basically the backstory, or the origin story, I should say. We get about, a minute of Swamp Thing in this one, if that, in the shadows?
Yeah, it's not a spoiler to say Swamp Thing doesn't really, it kind of pops up at the end. I like the effects, though.
Yeah.
I actually thought the body with the vines and everything, I thought that was pretty effective. I love Louisiana in general. I don't know if they shoot there, although they probably very well likely do. So I like the whole look in general of this. Going by the pilot, I'm engaged, actually. I will continue with this. There's a lot of questions raised, particularly, Virginia Madsen popping in. We got a good cast. Tuvok from Star Trek Voyager, but Todd does not watch that. But I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going to point out every fucking Star Trek I can until you watch Deep Space Nine, so get used to it.
I am sorry to our listeners. I know this has nothing to do with science fiction, so I have no idea why he's trying to bring it up.
If Todd will watch Deep Space Nine, it will, you will be spared. So save him, Todd. But anyways, good cast. Will Patton in there, always fantastic. Visually, I really enjoyed it. Like you said, you only get a very brief look at Swamp Thing in all of his glory, but
They probably will veer off a little bit, and I don't mind that. I don't mind this kind of being its own thing. I love the original Dick Durock Swamp Thing, but I don't expect this to be the same.
Well, I mean, other than the setup, they don't need to be.
Yeah, no, I have no issues with this being its own thing.
A lot of the setup, even the lab is very reminiscent of the original films, I thought.
Yeah, I love the aesthetics of this. I thought it really cool to look at, and we get some practical effects in there too. There were some moments that kind of reminded me of The Thing, which I enjoyed quite a bit. As Todd said, not a ton happens. You certainly have more questions raised than anything, but it is a pilot after all. How many episodes is this scheduled for? I guess the DC app doesn't dump them all at once then.
No, they drop one a week. I don't know how many. I'd have to ask. I'd have to look. So thanks for putting me on the spot.
No, I didn't know if you knew, but yeah, it's probably not more than 10 or 12 now. So I don't know a lot about it. So again, not a comic geek. I assume this is a series, not a mini thing that's going to end.
Well, yeah, like it's a series.
Okay, so hopefully we'll get a lot of it. I'm curious what it's going to look like week from week still. But overall, yeah, I recommend it. I don't know if I can say go out and get the DC app, that this is so addictive that you must get it just for this, but I'm impressed with what I've seen so far.
I'm not going to talk shit on Dan saying that because he went and got the CBS app to watch one show, so I'll just let it go.
Not one show. Picard is also coming, so there's 2 Star Trek shows with more in the pipeline, Todd.
Okay.
So 2. I'm correcting you now, Todd. If we get a Hellboy series, which is in DC, so I know we won't, then you have 2 on there. I'm trying to think what we could get. Lobo would make a kick-ass series. I don't know how familiar you are with that, but that would make a great series. So there. They need to put me on creative at DC. Maybe I can fix that. Help them win the war with Marvel. They have the more interesting superheroes, I think.
Really?
Just going off the comics.
I've always felt I prefer DC, but the argument always makes sense to me why that Marvels are better, and it's hard to argue with.
Oh, their movies recently are.
No. I mean the actual characters, like whereas all the DC characters are like beings from other places that are like almost godlike. Like Superman is the perfect one. And they're set in a fictional world, where Marvel are more like real people that have real things happen, set in like real world. So I just read the show.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. I mean,
I like both, so I whatever.
But Batman, you got Batman. He's not a god.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Batman kind of, in general, just kind of trumps the rest. But I hate Superman, so that's kind of the big one. So, where would you rate? I guess it's hard to really rate a pilot.
Yeah,
I mean, this could also go to shit too. But
yeah, I mean, as of now, I'd recommend checking it out. That's as far as I'm going. Number ratings are kind of pointless on this.
Yeah, I agree. When's the next one drop?
Every Friday, I believe.
Every Friday. All right. So, yeah. So, for what it's worth, based on the pilot, I'll stick with this as well. All right. Moving on to our main event of the evening, which we really didn't necessarily plan this one. This was just me thumbing through Netflix, and I was like, okay, what haven't I watched yet? And this popped up. I had the benefit of going into this blind, and I'm going to say right now, in our review, we're not going to say too much about the plot. We will have a spoiler talk that we'll warn you about. Thank God I went into this one. I think the less you know about the perfection, the better. It is.
That's actually what I heard going in, and I had just forgot to tell you about it, and it was funny you discovered it on your own.
Yeah. I don't even know. I mean, like I said, just discover. I don't know what made me watch it. I think I looked close enough, and I'm like, okay, this might kind of have horror elements. It's from director Richard Shepard, and if you don't know him, he directs a bunch of the Girls TV series, which I've tried to get into. I can't say I have yet, but I've been meaning to go back and see if because I've been told Orange is the New Black is one that I will like. I just didn't give it enough time. I can't say it grabbed me on the first season, but so anyways, I've been told that might be a similar. I don't know. We'll see. So I don't know what made me watch it. I just kind of popped it on. And this one follows when a troubled musical prodigy, Charlotte, played by Allison Williams, seeks out Elizabeth, the new star pupil of her former school. The encounter sends both musicians down a sinister path with shocking consequences. All right, so first and foremost, definitely a horror film. I was not too sure exactly what we would get. I think, in all honesty, what actually made me tune into it was Steven Weber, who.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they watched anything because of Steven Weber.
Well, they should, Todd. You're going to insult the man? He's a great actor. I was never a Wings guy, although I did watch the show a little bit when I was younger.
Wings was overrated.
Yeah, I never loved it based on what I saw, but, back in the day, I'd watch sitcoms with my mom, and that was one. But Steven Weber is a fantastic actor who has done some great work in the horror genre. He was in Dario Argento's version of Masters of Horror episode, Jennifer. He kicked ass in that. He's been in several Stephen King adaptations. The guy is a really good actor. Check out some of his horror work.
His version of The Shining. Wait, is that Weber?
The Shining, yes.
Yes, that is. I do like that. Actually, that's a version of The Shining I like.
He's got chops.
I get heat for that one.
I feel like that's actually pretty good. Again, it's The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is considered a masterpiece, so nobody, I think, can ever touch that again without getting all these comparisons. But if you just go in, again, Stephen King's not a fan of The Shining because it's not really.
I'm with Stephen King.
Much his. Ooh.
Really? I told you
don't
before.
Like Kubrick's The Shining?
No, I'm going to give it another shot with the new 4K, but I've never been. That's always one I've been on.
Okay, I disagree, but I get it.
You disagree?
And I will say
You disagree? I don't like it. How does that work?
No, I don't disagree. I mean, I like it, Todd. You know what I mean, Todd.
No, you disagree that I don't like it.
Todd.
It might be one like. It might be like The Exorcist, where I watch it now and actually enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I know that's such a complex movie, so we won't get into a full thing. What don't you like about The Shining specifically? If you can,
I don't even know. I have to rewatch to even give you that.
Okay. You're not the only one. There are some people out there. And I do actually like the Steven Weber Shining. Again, I almost consider them just two different takes. Because, again, the original Shining really is only barely a Stephen King adaptation. But it's been forever since I've read the book. But, I definitely for that. Maybe we'll do a retrospect on those two sometime. But anyways, but yeah, Steven Weber drew me in. Steven Weber, James. God, he must be a Tim Daly guy. Which is ironic. Thomas Hayden Church and Steven Weber, I see them a lot. I don't see Daly that often.
I was going to say, I'm more of a Thomas Hayden Church guy, but then you went and ruined it.
There you go. He's had a pretty nice career, actually. Post Sideways, that movie seemed to kind of blow him up, and appeared in a lot of stuff after that. But anyway, so all right, what do I want to say about this before I get in? Very dark shit. You'll be going down the rabbit hole on this one. A lot of different twists and turns, a lot. So again, don't delve too much. This is definitely one, just sit down and watch it. But yeah, it does. Allison Williams, who of course we all know is the crazy chick from Get Out. I'm actually a pretty big fan of hers, I'll be honest. The more I've
I wonder why.
seen of her. Okay, so this movie has lesbians. I get a text from Todd.
I meant because of Get Out.
I don't get the reference. Why?
I was trying to imply you're a racist. If Pugs was here, he would have got it.
Oh, it's fucked up, Todd.
I know, that's why I did.
It's fucked up.
Pugs, Dad is not racist. I was just busting his balls.
I thought that was a reference to me being attracted to black women, and I was trying to figure out how that made any sense with Allison Williams. So that's where my mind was.
Again, lesbians and black women, you were gone.
There you go. I get both in this movie.
I know. So, okay, Dad gave it a 10. I'm just going to tell you guys now.
I know. We had our steamy lesbian bump and grind with nudity scene. It already grabbed me at that point. But yeah, so I mean, this one at first I thought this was going to be a fairly standard kind of story. A jealousy issue and just crazy chick kind of flick, and it is so much more. Much more. I'll be honest, this is actually one of the best movies I've seen so far in 2019. I'm very high on this one. Todd, in general, and again, we're going to talk a lot more spoiler-wise, so if you've seen this, you can always pick up where we left off. But, Todd, what did you think?
Yeah, I loved it. I had messaged you when I was still towards the beginning, and then when we finally get the twists are the first of the direction change, I just fucking loved it. Yeah, it's just fucking it's good. It's one of those I already want to watch it again.
That's a good sign in and of itself. Yeah. Todd and I watch a lot of new movies. To want to watch something again, that's pretty rare. How often do we rewatch movies, really? It's pretty rare.
No, that's very true. And this is one that I felt like I wanted to watch again.
Absolutely, yeah. No, you know what breaks my heart is, well, we have in a few cases, but you think we have any shot at a Blu-ray?
There's Dan, always hoping for the impossible. Maybe eventually, not really.
Well, we got that Fahrenheit Netflix original that came, and we have some overseas. That Cargo, that zombie flick, that got an overseas region-free Blu-ray. So I'm holding out hope for that.
There's a possibility.
Although we never got Bright. Yeah, I'm hoping.
No Bright, no, what's the other one?
That babysitter thing.
The babysitter. It was.
Which is a great one, too.
Yeah, it's one of those, hopefully, but...
Because, again, I'm not kidding, one of the best of 2019. Even when we close this year, this is going to be way near the top. There's a lot of other stuff still coming, but yeah, I think this was a masterpiece for me, and you wouldn't classify it as a gore film by any means, but we had a few holy fuck moments of gore, which I think made it all the more effective because it was like, you weren't getting it, nonstop throughout the movie. You weren't just an endless barrage of body parts, but particularly that stabbing at one point, that was pretty fucked up. I think this one will satisfy everything. Again, I can't get into warnings or anything in terms of, because it does feed into spoilers, but this could also be classified as a disturbing film too. So definitely don't expect something light and fluffy. This earns its rating for sure. But it is so good, guys. So good. Check it out. I'm a 5. Busting out a 5 tonight.
I am too, and I'm not as easy on the 5s as Dan. He's kind of a 5-4.
Are you calling me a 5-4?
I literally just called you a 5-4.
God damn it! I don't think I throw. I don't just. God, that's insulting, Todd. It's insulting. It's like me saying you like the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. That is how deep that wounds me.
Okay, well, I apologize, but it's still true.
Nah. What 5s have I given out this year? I'm trying to think now. I don't think I've given out as many as you think I have.
I know, but then you
4.5.
I was going to say you give out like 4.5s like candy.
Like at Netherland, somebody allegedly gives out candy at Neverland. Is that what you're saying, Todd? I'm offended.
While wearing adventure hats?
My hat is awesome. I might be brave and just fucking bring that.
You ain't got the balls. I don't see it happening.
I may fucking bring it. It has a tie. Nobody's taking it off me. I'm a big enough dude. And I can run fairly fast. So I don't know if anybody will get it.
Challenge accepted.
We shall see. But anyways, yeah, this gets my highest recommendation, guys. Check it out, The Perfection on Netflix. Spoiler warning. We'll get into the spoilers now. But before we do that, FleshWoundFeatures.com. Check out the Flesh Wound Dan eBay. Put up a bunch of new stuff. Got more coming. I've got stacks on stacks right now. So keep checking because there'll be new stuff being added. Got some exciting, some graphic novel stuff going up. Some books, movies as always. And
unless we have a major catastrophe, next week we'll have a Vinegar Syndrome show. Could be the following week if things don't work out perfectly, but we have that coming up.
Yes.
So before we get spoilers, there's your warning. We'll be back in a week with a new show. So if you're still here, that means you want to hear spoilers, what we thought. So, okay, that was your last warning.
There you go. All right, so Perfection spoilers. All right, so I kind of sensed something sinister with Steven Weber. But there was so much more to it than that. And it made sense. There were a few moments where I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But it all kind of came together and made perfect sense. She had to, in a way, she kind of had to do what she did to, kind of snap her out of it.
Yeah.
What a twisty movie. I was a little upset that we didn't at least get the start of that, get a little stump fucking. When that started to happen, I was like, oh, fuck. Especially Weber's two henchmen. I recognize those actors from other stuff. I don't think they ever said a word, but just that look on their faces, they were some creepy motherfuckers. Kudos to the actors.
Yeah, they were. They were.
We also get some projectile shitting in this one, which is a little gross, but even that was handled pretty well. I thought for a while, I'm like, is this going to be like Cronenberg body horror? I never could quite pin it down for the longest time what this was going to be, and that's what made it. I mean, such a taut. I mean, this movie was only 90 minutes or so. It's not a long one.
Yeah, it was 90 minutes on the nose, actually.
Yeah, it's a ride. And that last shot, oh my God, was that? Oh, that,
yes.
I love that ending. Weber sitting there, I was like, oh, I love this movie. I need to go through and see what I haven't watched genre-wise on Netflix now. This totally justifies a Netflix subscription for me. I can't bitch about Netflix. That Netflix is well worth subscribing to if you don't.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Content-wise, and I think that one, Mercy something or other. I haven't watched that yet. There's a lot now I need to check out on Netflix, but might be the best Netflix original I've seen, to be honest. I can't think of one that gets the win over this.
This feels like to me.
Has Pug?
No, I don't think he's watched it yet. I brought it up yet, but this thing's great. I can't. It's just awesome.
It really is. No, it really, really is. I mean, everything. It satisfied erotic horror fans. Very steamy sex scene. It's fucked up. It's it's just everything. This movie did so much, and don't ever Steven Weber shame me. That dude's got chops. Got chops. I think he's better than Thomas Hayden Church. I'm just going to say it.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Church has had more mainstream success, but I'm going to say Steven Weber is the best actor to come out of Wings.
No, yeah, well, I'm not going to argue with that. I was just busting your balls earlier.
What has Daly done?
I don't know, some stupid shit.
I'm sure he still works. Maybe that may just be the thing. He's doing shit that we don't watch, but yeah, Steven Weber is the fucking man. I want to get an 8x10 signed from him from the end of this movie.
Yeah,
for sure. Or you can get Steven Weber's dick. You can get the ladies. You can get the erotic shot there. So there you go.
Something for everyone.
My brother printed out like some paparazzi photo of Dolph Lundgren to get from some nude beach, and he's like, "You need to get this signed." I'm just like, I'm not going to walk up to Dolph fucking Lundgren and have him sign a dick pic. That's fucked up. Although the reaction would be priceless. But, yeah, not going to do that.
I know you're not, Dan.
Would you get something Sam Ritter signed from Stephen Jeffries? Now, that would be funny.
I don't know. That means I'd have to get some Sam Ritter stuff, and I don't know if I want to do that.
Lies. You get a shadow box and put that shit on your wall, Todd. Don't even lie.
No. Yeah, well, I don't know.
Can you write a heart on it? Just be really creepy. So anyway, somebody doesn't know and they're going to Google Sam Ritter, and that makes that even funnier. So anyways, do we have anything wrestling-wise to plug?
This Saturday, June 8th at the Inoki Dojo in Huntington Park, California. UEW returns with Malicious Intent. Tickets available now.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
I'm more, I can't say I'm more excited. I'm excited about some things coming up. The shows I can't miss.
Yes.
And, yeah, some good stuff.
Yeah, if you're down there, I'm jealous that I can't be at every show, but I will be at Hellbound. Yeah. How many do you have between now and Hellbound? It's 3?
I'll look right now. There is Malicious Intent. I'm looking at the Facebook page. Well, I know there's a Malicious Intent. The big summer show, Pledge Your Allegiance. Then UEW returns 8/10. Then we have September 14th, Passage of Pain. And so, and then Hellbound, October 26th, that Dan will be there for. And the Deathmatch Tournament, Sovereign of Slaughter, 12/7. So in between, 1, 2, 3, 4 shows till Hellbound.
There you go. Yeah, if you're down that way, you should go to them all. And, I already plugged it technically, but fleshfeedfeatures.com. You can also get UEW DVDs, Blu-rays up there. So if you hear us talking about UEW, you have a lot of avenues to check it out, catch up.
Weekly.
UEW's amazing.
Weekly UITV. Yes. I've seen the July flyer, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I need to talk to the powers that be to book a hat on a pole match. I feel I need to defend my honor and my hat at this point. It's not a lot of time for me to train, but maybe we'll just bill it as a special attraction match. Tool come out of retirement. We all know that's the possibility. Wink, wink. And it'll be a special attraction match. Maybe Pugs will guest referee it. Put the hat on the pole.
All right. Since we don't have Squared Circle Society this week, I'm bringing it up. So, sorry guys, don't want to hear wrestling. Take off now. What do you think about the Bully Ray thing? You can explain that for the people who don't know.
Okay. Luckily, I did see what you were talking about. So I wasn't there, but you have to say you're getting other people's versions of what happened. Is it appropriate at a wrestling show? Well, number one, at UEW, I can definitively say you can say whatever the fuck you want. So
yeah, that's pretty much true.
You can chant obscene stuff, which is fun sometimes. Now, I only saw the reports from yesterday. I don't know if there's more specifics. They say he said some inappropriate stuff to female talents. Now, are we at a point in 2019 you can't make a smart-ass chant like "show us your tits"? I'm assuming it was something along those lines. Did I miss any breaking news today?
Bully Ray responded, and it was such a fucking joke. He even pulled out, it's 2019, you can't say that stuff now. I was like, this is the guy who told people in the front row that their mother taught him how to suck dick. Told that to women.
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
How is that okay then? Don't give me that shit, it's 2019. Yeah, exactly. It's heel heat. It's what you do. And
it's a wrestling show. Yeah.
And that's the thing he said. He was treating heels like heels and talking shit.
Yes.
I don't. Yes. I don't get it. I do. Bubba it pissed Bubba off because that's his old lady, and he wanted to handle it.
Mm.
I don't know why he just didn't say that.
And it was Velvet then, because again, I only saw the basic news.
It was, I believe, their group's called Allure. It's Velvet, Angelina, and some other girl. It's ROH Beautiful People.
And I'm sorry. Yeah, pretty much. And I'm sorry. You have to. If you're going to be a worker, you can't let stuff like that bother you. You can't be a sensitive little bitch. If I wrestled tomorrow, I would probably, because I can definitively say that in my limited stuff that I did, I was a pretty good asshole. So, I would probably get fat fuck chants or something. And I can't go and this really hurts my feelings on social media. No, fuck that shit. It's wrestling, guys. Don't be a sensitive little bitch. And I'm really disappointed that Bully Ray did that, and I'm glad you brought this up because it wouldn't be as relevant come Squared Circle Society. Chant what you want. Honestly, I've heard chants like he's got AIDS. I mean, some of it's fucked up, but it's funny. It's wrestling. You should not be a worker if you're going to. There are rules. I mean, I will say this. Fans do cross the line. You never put your hands on a wrestler. You never try and jump the rail, go in the ring. That stuff, I will defend any worker. You can beat the fucking shit out of the guy at that point. But chants, no.
It feels like
whatever the fuck you want.
It feels like I've been going to this lately. I don't. Hold on.
Yeah, and Bully Ray is a hypocrite. I'm sorry. Like you said,
totally.
Your mother sucks. Yeah.
Hold on.
I have a Bully Ray story that I'm not going to share because it's third person, and I don't know if I really should. But, yeah, he's definitely a hypocrite. I'll just put it that way.
All right. I'm going to read what XPW's Rob Black had to say about it because I totally agreed. All of this controversy involving ROH and Bully Ray has to be a work to get people talking about ROH. They're not drawing that right now and lost names to AEW. I can't believe that we are in a place now where you as a fan of any sport has a list of things you are not allowed to say to the athletes. Has anyone gone to an NFL game and heard the things fans say to players about players or about players? Jesus, wrestling's entire business model is getting fans emotionally invested into something that has its outcome predetermined. Has liberal America and PC culture now affected pro wrestling? It's like comedy and the debate of what's bad taste, what's crossing the line. We literally are debating that is a line that fans are not allowed to cross. You can call a performer a scumbag, that's okay, but if you call them a dirty cunt, that's not. This is absolutely insane, and why it has to be a work.
Yeah.
Every wrestling fan now is talking about Bully, ROH, and Velvet. If it wasn't for this happening, not one person would care or be talking about them. Bottom line is, a fan can say what he wants. As long as he is behind that rail, he can tell you your wife sucks a bag of AIDS-infested cocks while your mom joins in. It doesn't matter. If they jump the guardrail and cross the line, behind the guardrail, nothing is off limits. If you can't take it as a performer, get the fuck out of the business, you dirty, filthy, cock-eating snowflakes.
Amen. I will say I give 2 thumbs up to Robert Black, but he is probably the one that I would not chat. I don't want. I want to keep my dingus.
Here's an issue. It was funny because I was with a buddy and he hated Lizzie Borden for some reason, but he was just talking all this shit, and she was like trying to get him to come over that guardrail. She's like, "Okay, come over here, come on, come over here." Oh, she was trying her ass off.
I'm all for. Hey, there is a limit. There is a limit. I mean, other than typical. Fans pat you on the back and shit. But, you don't put your hands on a wrestler. I will defend a wrestler any time in those situations. But, yeah, you can chant what you want. I'm very disappointed from a guy who's, a 20-plus year vet like Bully Ray. And I feel like we're going to see more of this.
I wonder if that was something like ROH made him say.
It might be. ROH is more family-friendly in general. I mean, I'm fine with their business model. I mean, Ring of Honor, all the credit in the world for
there would be no AEW without Ring of Honor. So I love Ring of Honor. But, yeah, they are a little more family-friendly. The last couple of shows, there was some chance. But there definitely is no, front row mafia. But I'm sorry, you lose a lot when you start, letting PC culture ruin wrestling for people. I'm sorry. You can chant whatever the fuck you want. If you cross the line, now I know some people will throw out examples like back in the old days, people dropping the N-bomb and stuff like that.
Back in the old days, like at XCW?
Yes, people did do it. But a lot of that also self-regulates. I feel like if somebody goes a little too far, you'll get somebody else in the audience that'll, kind of put you in your place anyways. But, and for that matter, you know what? Bully Ray should have came out and, if he's going hard, he can go hard on him. Bully Ray's a good talker. He could have come out. I didn't see a picture of this guy, but, he could have come out and told him he fucked his mom or something. I'm fine with that, too. Again, he's going hard. You're a heel. Give it back to him. If somebody's reacting, that's a good thing. I can't believe I actually have to spell this out. I would think any proper worker in the business would know this, but they can chant anything they want. If somebody's greeting you with silence, that's the worst thing to me. So, yeah, I was passionate about that. I'm glad you brought it up because it did piss me off. So is there a limit? Now, if you're making a physical threat, if you're yelling, I'm going to shoot you in the parking lot or something like that, all right, you can't break the law. But if you just want to be vulgar and obscene, be vulgar and obscene. And I hate to say it, Velvet's not a great worker anyways. I don't know if this guy was doing it because the match wasn't that good or although she's not working right now, correct? She's just a mouthpiece. I'm a little behind on Ring of Honor.
I am too. I don't know.
Okay, I don't think she's working, but I will say that Velvet, not the best worker. I'm probably not going to chant "Show us your tits" to, Mercedes Martinez. So I'll be engaged in the match, but Velvet's probably the type of worker that I might bust out a "Show us your tits" because the match probably isn't that good. So there you go. Todd, we got to get a "Show us your tits" chant now going at Hellbound. Your guys, oh man, I keep watching the shows and I'm like, I wish I were there to chant obscene shit now. I want to do it even more. I'm going to be on my game at Hellbound. So,
right.
There you go. There's going to be some fucked up shit. There we go. Did Bob or Ozzy weigh in on that much? Wish they were on tonight now to talk about
No, I didn't. I talked a little to it about Ozzy, but no.
Okay. Is he with us, or does he think there's a line?
No, because I talked to him about another incident, which kind of goes in this, but it's going to get heat, I think, just because of what it is. Okay. At Double or Nothing, someone in the crowd made comments during, I forget her name, during the match with the transgender chick. And that person, another fan said something to them, and they, what, I can't say what did the normal shit. And then basically, we don't want hate speech. This person's banned from AEW. I don't know how they'd even police that. But basically, they got banned for saying, I can't even imagine it was as bad as some of the shit we've said to Mariah.
Who everybody loves.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know.
And again, remember, you're in a fantasy situation. You're not. This is not somebody being a dick to somebody on the street. So it is different.
Here's the thing. It is. I kind of get it, though. Here's one thing I'm just thinking of as I'm talking. We know we're in on the joke. They're in on the joke. But then there's people, like, when we were, I'll give you an example. One of our things, we were at the Lucha show when it was UEW versus UIPW. It was a Lucha show, basically. And that's where we originated the Build the Wall chant, because there was, beaners. They got so much heat. I thought we almost got stabbed that night. But there was one person, this was someone we were kind of like letting in, kind of like familiaring ourselves with him. But the way he chanted that Build the Wall, I could feel he really meant that shit. So it kind of bothered me. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if you get it, it's all right. But then there's like the ones that are going to drop the N-bomb, and that's too far. But like you said, those are the people that will get policed by other people. We shut shit down if you say shit that, like, you shouldn't. So.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of those things.
Asshole will get called on it. But, again, it's wrestling. It's escapism. There should be some settings where you don't have to sit and fucking worry about everything.
Exactly. You know what? You can say whatever the fuck you want. Just like in real life. Yeah. But sometimes you got to deal with shit because of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to walk up to Bob in accounting and say your mother sucks dick. All right. Yeah, that would be inappropriate. But if I'm in a wrestling show and Bob's working, I can say, Bob, your mother sucks dick. I can do that. It's a wrestling show,
Bob, you're listening. He is talking about you.
I don't work in accounting, so I don't know. That was just a general. So, yeah. But, yeah, no, it's a wrestling show. Don't be sensitive. Like I said, whatever it is, I mean, if you're a worker, if you're a big guy, you're going to get, fat chance. Or if you're a girl, people may say, show us your tits. Don't be sad. Not everybody does it. And, hey, just deal with it. I really, as far as I'm concerned, Bully, he lost some cool points. I'll be honest.
Yeah. He did.
For me. Has the actual fan, come out and said anything?
Yeah, he has. He told his side of the story. He's actually he posted on one of my friend's statuses who was sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if I can still find it.
I feel like I hear a lot. I don't want to say a lot, but I do hear more often stories about wrestlers going off on fans because, again, I'm taking putting your hands on a worker out of the equation. That's different. But I hear more incidents. Now, you know who did have one a while ago? Well, pre-WWE, but Jackson Riker, back when he was on the indie circuit, he had some kind of incident where he actually shoved a fan. And it was disputed whether the fan touched him or not, but it sounded like it might have been more due to just getting under his skin with chants. So I hope we don't start seeing that more. If it's just a chant, worker can't touch a fan.
Justin Borden, a referee here, a heel referee, AWS. He's worked at UEW. He was a member of Hate, but blah, blah, blah. So his response was, so he bullied you for supposedly bullying his girl that is supposed to be a heel that bullies other female wrestlers. Very sorry you had to go through this, which is true.
Yeah.
And the guy who did it said it was an incredibly bizarre series of events.
It really was. Yeah, I think Bully was just, beating his chest a little bit, like you said, because it's his girl. But, Velvet Sky's a veteran, too, at this point. I mean, Jesus, she's been working for forever, so she can take the heat.
Yeah.
We were chanting, "You eat pussy" at Rick Luxury's manager. It was funny.
Yeah. Well, he didn't
enjoying it too.
He didn't respond to "You suck dick." Yes, I know. I saw him this past weekend. He's
I don't know the guy personally, but he's probably delighted that people are reacting to him. That's the point.
He lives his gimmick.
There you go. He eats pussy and he sucks dick. There you go.
No, I don't know about that part. You're half right. I won't say which half. You can tell which half.
Yeah, so don't take the fun out of wrestling, guys. And that's, like I said, that's one alternative, true alternative, down and dirty wrestling. You get that with UEW. Chant what you want. I don't think anything would get you kicked out of a UEW show. I'm not the person to say that, but
I've been there, and I've seen it happen a couple times. To be fair, it was my buddy Richard. He was pretty happy, and he was swinging a 40 bottle. So, and this is right before 40 bottles went to plastic, so it was still glass. And he wasn't really.
So
what? Yeah, he wasn't really swinging it as much. He was like trying to hand it to them to use.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just, and it was actually his buddy that was a little too hyper, and he wasn't even kicked out. He was asked to go outside and just calm down.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And then one time he did
get
kicked out, but he left before that.
And then one time you did get punched.
Yeah, but I didn't get kicked out.
No, I know. It's like I said, sometimes it's on the worker.
And sometimes you have to beat up the flyer guy who tries to flyer in the middle of the show. Shit's fun. I think we're gonna have to get a Wildish UEW Moments video soon.
You do. That needs to be a special feature on something. Yeah. We should record some like before and after type stuff. I'll only have one show while I'm down there this time, so we'll have a little more time. Last time, I mean, that we had 2 shows because we had Blood Brothers too, so it was very.
Well, the rumor I hear that the October show should be quite a bit closer, so that'll be.
Oh,
nice.
You mean location?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I'm very excited. Hellbound is
which I didn't know
UEW's
if you're going to be happy with, because then now that if it's there, how are we going to stay at the Pink Motel? Now we're just be dudes staying in a hotel. Unless we do that.
We can go and eat there no matter what. Just to go there, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, unless we do it after the Warner gimmick. Maybe we do that.
Warner gimmick?
Yeah, if we do the Warner Studio thing again.
Oh yeah, we got to do not this year. That's why I was glad I got my ticket locked in early. So I'm like, okay, as they get closer now, I can sort of just knock those out ahead of time. So,
yeah.
I was so tempted. I've never flown first class. It is kind of overly expensive. I was looking into it this time. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I was like, nah, save it. There's so much to do down there. Trying to think why we didn't go to Knott's. I think we just ran out of time.
It was the Universal thing. It totally jacked me up. Now that I know how to work that system, my ankles are jacked.
Yeah, okay. I think it was a little too much. Yeah. Plus we had 2 wrestling shows, so we should have a little more time because I love going to haunts.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Is there any announcement this early yet on the themes?
No, we're getting closer. Hold on.
If it's a Ma theme, Pugs has got to come with us.
Why? Because he's black?
Well, you know what kind of jokes Pugs makes.
Oh,
I make everything about race, Todd. God damn it. I don't see color, Todd.
Well, you know what? I can almost guarantee we're going to get the Halloween remake.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we didn't get that. Yeah, I was going to say, it's not necessarily all what just came out this year. So, what do we have? Truth or Dare was bullshit, if I remember right. There was a couple bad ones. But for the most part, I was pretty impressed with what we got. We had that Krampus thing, the walkthrough thing.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to think what else. We have to go to I keep forgetting. Is it Hollywood Forever Cemetery? That's another thing we didn't make it to last time. Have you been there?
Yeah, that was hard. It's so fucking. I mean, do you just want to go, or do you want to go for a screening?
Well, I don't know yet what screenings will be there, but yeah, I was gonna say like just to go by. I don't know, see like a couple gravestones. I did all the graveyard hopping down in PA for the Night of the Living Dead locations.
Right.
I like that shit. We'll do a travel log episode at this point. And that's so horrible. Why can't I think of it? Is it Bronson Canyon where they shoot all the westerns, Kirk, the Gore, and all that? How close are you to that shit?
Well, it's in L.A.
Okay. So close, then.
Just say because you want to see the goddamn Star Trek cave, you son of a bitch.
It's not just that.
But that's the first thing you think of, you lying bastard.
Well, come on. What's more iconic than that? I mean, they shoot tons of shit there, but...
Army of Darkness.
What's more iconic? Phantom Empire. So there's another one. So, yeah, no.
Batman's Cave.
It sounded like...
Oh, no, that's not there. No, that's not Batman's Cave.
Yeah, just talking to Pugs a little bit, it doesn't seem like he's done a lot of location stuff, which is weird because you guys are like right there where everything is. Although here I'm talking Atlanta, they shoot like everything here now, but
yeah, it's like when it's here. Like my wife's from Arizona, lived in Arizona quite a long time. Has never been to the Grand Canyon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like when it's there, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, some people aren't like landmark people, but I've traveled all over, so I've gotten to see most things. You guys should take a trip to the Oregon coast, though. Pacific Northwest is still like the most beautiful area that I've lived. Oregon coast, the Sea Lion caves, dude, that shit is awesome. There's also a Ripley's Museum up there, too, or at least there was back in the day. There's a lot of cool.
We used to have one here.
Oh, you don't have one in California?
I'm sure there's probably one in Hollywood. We used to have one, like, literally right by Knott's Berry Farm, and across the street was Movie Land Wax Museum.
Yeah, we... I don't know if I wasn't a little kid. I think I might have been a teenager. But, yeah, we had like a little cabin thing on the beach that we rented. And, God, the Oregon coast is beautiful. That is one area I'd like to visit again someday. But, yeah, no, we'll record all this shit. Pink Motel for sure. We said we were going to see the Pretty Woman stuff. So we could recreate that shit. That's why we got to start writing shit down.
That's your department.
I will. I'm not good with directions, but I can get you like shit to see. We'll get. Yeah. When is Pugs coming back on before we cut out here? Because I know we're in overtime. Do we have him booked yet?
No, I'm not sure. I'm hoping I get to see him Saturday, but right now it's still up in the air. After everyone's graduated and he's done doing like 8,000 trophies, it should slow down.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I wonder why he's so busy right now. And I totally forgot about graduation. So That makes sense. So there you go. Once the little bastards are off to adulthood, Pugs will return. Maybe on our Vinegar Syndrome shows. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. All right, guys. So we will see you next week, as Todd said, Vinegar Syndrome show, or at some point I know we'll have Trapped Alive from Arrow and a bunch of other stuff. So we will be back next week either way. Good night, guys.
Good night.